But if we do need you, well, I'll let you know as far as doing so. Well, Carl,
All right.
we have an evaluator
Mr.
finish.
Toastmaster.
Holly will be doing it. And
Fellow Toastmasters.
your title is, you got it?
Miracle.
Oh, yeah.
What's the word?
We don't have one.
No
The
word.
word for today will be miracle. I was pondering, thinking for the last week, what am I going to do for my speech? And I sat and I laid and I read and I listened and I did all of my favorite things. Nothing would come. Today, I was laying on my bed, just kind of thinking, what do I want to talk about? Maybe I'm going to have to wait until next week. I don't think I'm ready. I'm not really prepared. And then this thing happened. I opened up my book and I read a poem that I wrote when I was probably 15 years old. And something happens when I read back in time because I was a different person, I thought. And then I'll read something from that period in my life and I think, oh, I'm not really that much different after all. So the poem is called A Pocketbook of Miracles. And the way that I wrote Pocketbook of Miracles is I had an aunt, and she and I were really into quotes. So what she would do is she worked at a place called Duquesne Light, which was the power industry in Pittsburgh. And she would go to work, and she would find quotes, and she'd print them out, and we created a scrapbook around all of our quotes. And so I thought when I wrote Pocketbook of Miracles, I was writing a book. I thought, okay, well, I'll just take all of my quotes, and I'll put them all together, and that'll be my Pocketbook of Miracles. So, Pocketbook of Miracles. Just a pocketbook of miracles, a special gift from me to you. There to be for you in bad times, to help you when you feel blue. Just a pocketbook of miracles, because life is full of pain. I gathered them just for you, to help guide you through the rain. Just a pocketbook of miracles, to help make your dreams come true. Just open this book to any page, a miracle happens for you. And then I realized that's what life is like. If you turn your life back to any page, there are miracles in there. But what we have to be is miracle detectors. A lot of times in life, miracles show up, but we don't recognize them. So I started going back in my head and started thinking about miracles. And I was laying on my bed and I heard that familiar bloop, bloop sound from Facebook. And I went over to my Facebook page and then I realized, look at this miracle right here. I love Facebook. I don't know how many people have Facebook. I don't know how many people live on Facebook. Claudia and I fight on Facebook even though we're in the same room, we fight on Facebook. Facebook for me is the indicator that I've lived. I'll go on Facebook and I'll see people who are part of my pocketbook of miracles. And I'll think, wow, look at all of these wonderful people, all of these wonderful experiences that I have in my pocketbook of miracles. People ask me often, how did you just decide to get up and start moving around the world? And I always tell people, I had no indication in my life that I would ever stand up and see the rest of the world. What happened was I was watching television one day, and there was riots in San Francisco. And I said, gee, I wish that I could be there. I wish that I could see it. I wish I could be a part of it. And it's when Harvey Milk and that whole thing was happening. And I went home and I talked to my mother and I said, you know, I really want to go to San Francisco. And I could see the tears in her eyes. She didn't really want me to go. And my brothers and sisters will probably see this, so I won't say it too loud. I'm my mother's favorite child. So she really didn't want me to go, but she let me go. And she released me into the world of miracles. When I got to San Francisco, I had no indication of what I was going to be doing. I had no idea of the miracles that lie in front of me, ahead of me, all the things that were going to show up. And I got to San Francisco, and each and every time I made friends, I made new acquaintances, I realized, oh, I can put this person in my pocketbook of miracles. And I started doing that. And then when it was time to leave San Francisco, people said, how can you leave San Francisco? And I said, my pocket is full. It's time for me to go out to the next place that I need to go and start over again. And that's what Facebook reminds me of. I'll go on Facebook, for example, today, I went on Facebook and I put on 2 pictures from 1993. And can I tell you something about 1993? I was in good shape. You never appreciate it when you have it in life, so appreciate what you have right now, today, because I looked at that picture and I thought, I don't ever remember being in that good of shape, ever, not one day in my life. And then I started hearing that sound, bloop, 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 my friends liking the picture. And one of my friends, a friend that I had from when I worked at the gas and electric company in San Francisco, said, "You gave me that t-shirt 20 years ago, and I still have it." And I thought, interesting, how wonderful is that? Claudia is my best friend. I have a second best friend. I have to split them in half, Kathy. And she went on and she wrote, "I remember the day you decided to put that star on your chest," because there's a big star on the front of the t-shirt. And then I went back and I just remembered all of the days that Kathy and I have had laughing and enjoying our life and enjoying our time. And I thought, gee, there's another miracle right there. My friend Trifina, who's one of my very favorite and my most beautiful friend, sorry everyone, my most beautiful friend inside and out. And her favorite expression is, "at the end of the day." So when you have a conversation with Trifina, you know that when she surmises the conversation, she's going to say, "at the end of the day," and then there is the explanation for whatever our conversation was that day. At the end of this day, I want you all to remember that within you lies a pocketbook of miracles. It's there. Find it, enjoy it, live it, love it, because it's all that we have. Emerson said that what lies ahead of us and what lies in front of us pales compared to what lives inside of us. Know what lives inside of you, because the miracles are right inside of you. And I just wanted to take this opportunity before I stop to thank you all for being a part of my Maui miracle. So, aloha.
Carl,
Thank you,
wonderful.
Good job.